Hello everyone. Today we will discuss about different types of losses, efficiency, maximum efficiency, all-day efficiency of single-phase transformer. So, practical transformer has different types of losses, efficiency, and I will discuss about those different things of our practical transformer, which is very important topic in electrical engineering as well as electrical machine and also for transformer. So myself Mr. Santanu Noskar, Assistant Professor of Electrical Department, GKCEM JIS Group, and my mail ID is santanu.uyt@gmail.com and santanu.noskar_gkcem@jisgroup.org. So if you have any question about electrical engineering, you can mail me, and this is my Facebook page, Being Electrify with Santanu. You can get all those lectures in my Facebook page and as well as in my YouTube channel. So first of all, we will discuss about the syllabus of your course. So your syllabus name is Electrical Machine 1, course code is EES3EM1. EM1 means Electrical Machine 1. So about the general unit 1, general introduction for rotating machine, which I have already covered, and unit 2 DC generator, this topic also I have covered in my previous lectures, and DC motor also I have covered in my previous lectures. And for single phase transformer, I have covered principle of operation, EMF equation, types of transformer, concept of ideal transformer, different types of cooling method in brief, performance under no load condition with phasor diagram, and on load also, equivalent circuit, per unit representation, voltage regulation, open circuit, short circuit, polarity test. And today we will discuss about losses, efficiency, maximum efficiency, and all-day efficiency of transformer, single phase transformer. So before starting this lecture, I want to share with you something which was told by Swami Vivekananda, that never say no, never say I cannot, for you are infinite. All the power is within you. You can do anything. So let's start. So there are different types of losses in transformer. So various types of losses in the transformer, such as iron loss, which is also called core loss, copper loss, which is also called ohmic loss. And iron loss has two types of loss: hysteresis loss, eddy current loss, and stray losses and dielectric losses. Okay, so the hysteresis losses occur because of the variation of the magnetization in the core of the transformer, and the copper loss occur because of the transformer winding resistance. So the various types of losses are described here. So one by one I will discuss about those different types of losses. Okay, so let's start. So iron loss are two types: hysteresis loss and eddy current loss. So iron loss are caused by the alternating flux in the core of the transformer. As this loss occur in the core, it is also known as core loss. And iron loss is further divided into two types: hysteresis loss and eddy current loss. So first we will discuss about hysteresis loss. So the core of the transformer is subjected to an alternating magnetizing force, and for each cycle of EMF, a hysteresis loop is tracked out. Power is dissipated in the form of heat, known as hysteresis loss, and given by this equation. Okay, VH equals to K, and this sign is K is proportionality of constant B to the power 1.6, B max to the power 1.6 F V watts. Because loss is a power, so the unit is watt. Okay, here this is the proportionality constant which depends upon the volume and the quality of the material of the core used in the transformer, and F is the supply frequency and B max is the maximum or peak value of the flux density. Now the iron or core loss can be minimized by using silicon steel material for the construction of the core of the transformer. Okay, now we will discuss about eddy current loss. So eddy current loss, when the flux links with a closed circuit, an EMF is induced in the circuit and the current flows. The value of the current depends upon the amount of EMF around the circuit and the resistance of the circuit. Since the core is made of conducting material, this EMF circulates current within the body. Look here, of the material. These circulating currents are called eddy currents. Eddy means moving like round shape. Okay, they will occur when the conductor experiences a changing magnetic field, as these currents are not responsible for doing any useful work, and it produces a loss, that means I square loss in the magnetic material, known as eddy current loss. Very easy. So the eddy current loss is also minimized by making the core with thin lamination, and the equation of eddy current loss is given by P equals to Ke B square M T square F square V watts. Because of losses is a power, so unit is watt. Where K is the coefficient of eddy current, its value depends upon the nature of the magnetic material like volume and resistivity of core material and the thickness of the lamination, and Bm is the maximum value of flux density. Okay, unit is Weber per meter square. T is the thickness of the lamination in meter. F is the frequency of reversal of the magnetic field, unit is Hertz, and V is the volume of the magnetic material, unit is meter cube. Now we will discuss about copper loss or ohmic loss. About eddy current loss and hysteresis loss, something I will different in last, because eddy current loss and hysteresis loss are the most important losses in transformer to discuss. Okay, now I will discuss about the copper loss or ohmic loss. So the losses occur due to ohmic resistance of the transformer winding. If I1 and I2 are the primary and secondary current, R1, R2 are the resistance of primary and secondary winding, then copper loss occurring in the primary and secondary winding will be I square I1 square R1 and I2 square R2 respectively. Therefore the total copper loss is represented here, PC equals to I1 square R1 plus I2 square R2. So this loss varied according to the load and known, hence it is also known as variable losses. So copper losses are vary as the square of the load current. Okay, now I will discuss about stray losses. So the occurrence of these stray losses is due to the presence of leakage flux. Look here, these are the magnetic leakage flux, okay, of primary circuit, and these are the secondary leakage flux, magnetic leakage. flux. So these are secondary leakage fluxes and these are the primary magnetic leakage flux. So the occurrence of this stray loss is due to presence of leakage field, and the percentage of these losses are very small as compared to the iron and copper losses, so they can be neglected. This amount is very less. Okay, so next we will discuss about the dielectric losses. So dielectric loss occurring in the insulating material of the transformer that is in the oil of the transformer or in the solid insulation. So these are the transformer insulating material. So when the oil get deteriorized or solid insulation get damaged or its quality decrease and become because of this the efficiency of the transformer get affected. So these are dielectric loss because of transformer oil and transformer solid insulation. So after this I will discuss some information about the hysteresis and eddy current loss. So the most significant thing of these two types of losses are, first of all I will discuss about the hysteresis loss. The hysteresis loss occur in the core of the transformer. The core of the transformer is made of the CRGO steel, which is a type of ferromagnetic material. The ferromagnetic material is made by the small atomic magnetic moment when no field is applied to the material. In that case, the molecules are randomly arranged in the substance. When the MMF force applied to the material, then the atomic magnetic moment arrange themselves parallel to each other in the axis of the magnetomotive force. So this is the normal thing, and this is when magnetic field is applied, and this is when magnetic field is removed. This is the spontaneous magnetism. Okay, so when force remove, then the atomic magnetic moment again arrange themselves randomly, but few of them still are parallel to each other. Because of this atomic magnetic moments, the substance becomes slightly magnetized. So this type of magnetism is known as spontaneous magnetism. And for removing the spontaneous magnetism, the reversed MMF applied to the material, and the losses which occur because of the reversal of the magnetism is known as hysteresis loss. So this is the hysteresis loop, and this is the details about hysteresis loss. Now we will discuss about the details about eddy current loss. So the eddy current induced in the core of the transformer, when the alternating flux link with them, the flux induce the EMF in the core, because of which the circulating current develops. The circulating current cause losses in terms of heat with increase the temperature of coil, and now the eddy current losses are independent of load and hence known as constant losses. So these are the eddy current loss and hysteresis loss. Now I will discuss about some basic comparisons of eddy current and hysteresis loss. So the most significant difference between the eddy current and hysteresis loss is that the eddy current loss occur because of relative motion between the conductor and the magnetic field, whereas the hysteresis loss occur because of the reversal of the magnetism. The other difference between the hysteresis and eddy current losses are explained here in the comparison chart. So first, the basic comparison, which is, and this is for eddy current loss and this is for hysteresis loss. So definition: in eddy current loss, definition is the loss occur because of the relative motion between the core and the magnetic flux, and hysteresis loss, the losses which occur because of the reversal of the magnetism is known as hysteresis loss, which I have already discussed. And formula is, this is P equals to Ke B square M T square F square V watt, and for hysteresis pH equals to Ka efficiency B to the power 1.6 max B max F V. So this also I have already discussed, and why these losses occur. Eddy current loss occurs because of interaction of the magnetic flux and the conductor, and hysteresis losses occur because of reversal of flux. And minimizing method is by making the core of thin lamination, and for hysteresis loss by using silicon steel material. So these are the most two important losses of transformer: hysteresis loss and eddy current loss. So after this I will discuss about the transformer efficiency. This is also very important topic for single phase transformer. So the efficiency of the transformer is defined as the ratio of useful output power to input power. Okay, so the input and output power are measured in the same unit. The unit is either in watts or kilowatt. So transformer efficiency is denoted by this sign. So efficiency equals to output by input power equals to output power by output power plus losses, because input power equals to output power plus losses, which is also equals to efficiency equals to output power by output power plus losses. Are two types in transformer: iron loss or core loss and copper loss. Okay, and now the efficiency is V2I2 cos phi 2 by V2I2 cos phi 2 plus Pi plus Pc, where V2 is the secondary terminal voltage, I2 is the full load secondary current, cos phi 2 is the power factor of the load, and Pi means iron loss. Iron loss means hysteresis loss plus eddy current loss, and Pc means full load copper loss, which is means I2 square Rs. So consider this X is the fraction of the full load. The efficiency of the transformer regarding X is expressed as by this equation, which is means efficiency transformer as regarding X equals to X into output, X into output by X into output plus Pi plus X square Pc equals to X V2I2 cos phi 2 by X V2I2 cos phi 2 plus Pi plus X square I2 square Res. The copper losses vary according to the fraction of the load. Look here, if you look here, you can see that copper losses vary according to fraction. Now we will discuss about the maximum efficiency condition of a transformer. So the efficiency of the transformer along with the load and the power factor is expressed by this equation. Efficiency equals to V2I2 cos phi 2 by V2I2 cos phi 2 plus Pi plus I2 square Res equals to V2 cos phi 2 by V2 cos phi 2 plus Pi by I2 plus I2 Res. Number 1, by dividing I2 with both in the equation. So this is the number 1 equation. Now the value of the terminal voltage V2 is approximately constant. Thus, for a given power factor, the transformer efficiency depends upon the load current I2. Now in equation 1, the numerator is constant and the transformer efficiency will be maximum if the denominator with respect to the variable I2 is equals to 0. So if this portion is with respect to the variable I2 is equals to 0, then the equation is d by di2 equals to v2 cos phi 2 plus pi by I2 plus I2 res equals to 0, because of this portion is constant. Okay, now from here we can write that 0 minus pi by I2 square plus res equals to 0, or I2 square res equals to pi, which is number 2 equation. So from here we can conclude that copper loss equals to iron loss. Okay, thus transformer will give the maximum efficiency when their copper loss equals to the iron loss. So this is the conclusion of maximum efficiency condition of a transformer, that iron loss should equals to copper loss. So thus the transformer will give the maximum efficiency when their copper loss is equals to the iron loss. Now this maximum efficiency condition is equals to V2I2 cos phi 2 by V2I2 cos phi 2 plus 2 pi, because now copper loss equals to iron loss. Okay, so from this equation 2, the value of output current I2 at which the transformer efficiency will be maximum is given as this. By this equation, I2 equals to root over pi by res. Now if the fraction of full load kVA which the efficiency of the transformer is maximum, then copper loss equals to x square Pc, where Pc is the full load copper loss and iron loss equals to pi. So for maximum efficiency, x square Pc equals to pi, therefore x equals to root over pi by Pc. This is number 3 equation. Okay, now the output kVA corresponding to maximum efficiency equals to, maximum efficiency is x into full load kVA. Okay, now putting the value of x from the above equation 3 in equation 4, we get that maximum efficiency equals to root over pi by Pc x full load kVA, and we can also write maximum efficiency equals to full load kVA into root over in between the root over iron loss by copper loss at full load, and this is the number 5 equation, which is the maximum efficiency condition of the transformer. Okay, so now we will discuss about another important thing, which is all day efficiency of transformer. So what is the definition of all day efficiency? All day efficiency means the power consumed by the transformer throughout the day. It is defined as the ratio of output power to the input power in kilowatt hour or watt hour of the transformer over 24 hours from day to night. Mathematically, it is represented as all day efficiency equals to output in kilowatt hour by input in kilowatt hour for 24 hours. Now, all day efficiency of the transformer depends on their load cycle. The load cycle of the transformer means the repetition of load on it for a specific period. The ordinary or commercial efficiency of a transformer is defined as the ratio of the output power to the input power, which is denoted here output power by input power equals to output power by output power plus losses. Now the question is, what is the need for all day efficiency? So some transformer efficiency cannot be judged by simple commercial efficiency, as the load on the certain transformer fluctuate throughout the day. For example, the distribution transformer are energized for 24 hours, but they deliver very light loads for the major portion of the day, and they do not supply rated or full load. And most of the time the distribution transformer has 50 to 75% load on it. As we know, there are various losses in the transformer such as iron and copper loss. The iron loss take place at the core of the transformer, thus the iron or core loss occur for the whole day in distribution transformer. The second type of loss known as copper loss, and it takes place in the winding of the transformer and is also known as variable loss. So it occurs only when the transformer are in loaded condition. Hence the performance of such transformer cannot be judged by the commercial or ordinary efficiency, but the efficiency is calculated or judged by all day efficiency. Because you have, if you want to know something, then you should take some times. Okay, so all day efficiency is also known as operational efficiency or energy efficiency, which is computed by the energy consumed for 24 hours. Okay, so this all about my lecture of transformer losses, different types of transformer losses, efficiency, maximum efficiency condition, and all day efficiency. Now I will discuss about some reference book of this course of this lecture, which is Principle of Electrical Machine by V.K. Mehta and Rohit Mehta. This book is very good book for diploma and B.Tech engineers. And another book is Electrical Machines by Ashfaq Hussain and Harun Ashfaq. This book is very compact book and also very easy book to understand everything about electrical machine. And the most important book and the best book for electrical engineers as well as diploma and B.Tech, the book name is Electrical Machinery by Dr. P.S. Bhimra. According to me, this is the best book in the market. So these are some reference site: Electrical for You, Circuit Clocks, and NPTEL video lecture. And you can also go through my lecture. This is your choice. And finally, thank you. Hope you all enjoy my lecture. So if you have any query, please comment in my comment box. I will definitely reply to your comment. So stay safe and stay happy. Please subscribe my channel. Thank you.